everyone, and welcome to Montecito After Sunsets. There was a huge reveal in our world of deception this week. Finally, our big finale, capping off our premiere episodes, and here to break it all down with us is the creator and executive producer of Montecito, Grant Rudder. Hello, welcome back, Grant.
Thanks, Christy. Thanks for taking this journey with me through all 10 episodes. It's great to see you, and it's good to see Chelsea as well.
It is like we're so excited to celebrate the big finale with the very special guest joining us to celebrate today, an award-winning actor since she was just 7 years old, an inspired activist and champion for Latinos in Hollywood, star of the upcoming and highly anticipated Kevin Smith film, The Unexpected, and of course, the dynamic and gripping voice of Mina Rast-Granville. Welcome, Chelsea Rendon.
Oh, I love that intro. You made me feel so cool. Thank you so much.
Oh, just to hear your voice here, Chelsea, is such a pleasure. We have been listening to you for 10 episodes, and everyone has been talking about Mina.
Thank you. But there is a difference. I'm not an evil narcissist. I am not. Chelsea in real life is not.
I can vouch for that. Chelsea
Well,
was dream to work with, very easy and fun, and I was never threatened.
Not even once. I love that. Let's jump into episode 10. How is this possible? Chelsea, when you learned what the big reveal is, the true identity, we can say it now, of Diego's father, what was your reaction?
I was not surprised because, again, when you play a character and you dive in and you dig deep, with the character like Mina, anything is possible. You know what I mean? Like, she could have even, I wouldn't have been surprised if she took care of him while he was passed out and then just turkey basted herself. Like, technically, anything would have been possible with Mina. So with this, Grant was great in the way that they like dabbled it in throughout the show, the way that Bradley always had her back and Bradley always defended her. And it was like, it was weaving in there a little bit, but not enough. So that was like the perfect amount. So for me, I was not surprised at all. But as the actor, I have to be that way. But as a fan, I'm like I was listening to it again and I was like, it was great.
It was so great. Grant, where were you when you realized that this would be this turn the story would take? And what did you think?
I knew I wanted to go in this direction. And I said that the episode 10, it has to be like the max. Like, we need to squeeze everything out of this. And I remember calling up Andrew and I said, ooh, do we want to do all this and just end it in a paternity reveal? And I was like, wait a minute, let's not frame it that way. And let's give it like a little something extra. So if people are on the track of this is not so-and-so's child or Bradley's the mother, I wanted to hit him with a double reveal that not only is Deacon clear of being the father, and we know that Gio spoke with the doctor and was in the lab. Things go down in the lab on soaps. But anyway, in this episode, we find out that the reveal is that Deacon's not the father. Helena slaps the hell out of Mina, and then it's Bradley. And so I wanted to give him a 1-2 punch, and I wanted to have a couple reactions. So we just led everyone to the edge of the cliff before it drops. So that way we got a little of the intensity of that moment. And now what? So that was the whole vision behind that scene. So it wasn't just a paternity reveal. It was supposed to be wild and crazy. And I think it really hit where it needed to hit.
Chelsea, take us behind the scenes with you to recording this scene. What was that experience like?
It was so fun because, again, this is one of the scenes where you have everyone at the dinner, and so you get to play with everyone. Because when you do the recorded sessions, it's like the people one-on-one or like specific scenes that you worked with. So this was really fun to have the whole family there. And I'm not a mother, but I'm an aunt. So I'm like, my heart was like pulling for Diego. I'm like, poor kid, you need therapy. Like, your dad came out to you, then you found out it's not your dad, it's your grandfather who you have a good relationship with. Oh my God. And it was like, pobrecito. But it was a really fun recording session. Like, feeling all the heightened energy in the room, being able to be like, hey, let me in there. You can't do this to me. Was fun.
Yeah. Mina was locked out a couple times. We could do a whole supercut of how many times people wanted Mina out, get out of the room, leave. Everyone, even JJ, everyone told her to leave. And then at the end of this show, the last line is, Deacon to Mina, you're not going anywhere. For once, she's stuck.
I was trapped. I know, because even Bradley, when I first come back in after I break the glass, says, you need to leave. You should leave. Because he knows, like, what was just said, and that he's going to finish the statement is get out of here before this happens. Get out. Go.
I know I thought she might heed that advice for a second, but glad she didn't.
Oh, see, when she's in that rage and she just sees red, it could be God himself being like, you should walk away right now before you fall off a cliff. And I'm gonna be like, no.
I love that kind of observation. Were there moments where you filled things in for Mina? Or how did you give us what felt like such a complete character when we couldn't even see you?
That's thankful to Grant. He gave us so much information and backstory. We had conversations and we dove into it. And again, as an actor, you can never judge the character you're playing because that's the first mistake. Like, then you're going to play it a certain way. So the way I've always done the work with my characters is I put myself in that character's shoes. So I'm like, do I know she's a narcissist? Yes. Do I know that she's evil? Yes. Do I know that she's vindictive? Yes. But there's a reason for all that. And she says it throughout the show. She's always been on the outside. She's always been goal, but there you're not good enough. So she has that chip on her shoulder. Her father's in the hospital, which you find out as well. So those are things that it helps you humanize her for me as the actor. Oh, this is just a woman that wants to belong. She just wants that connection. And Helena says it in this episode, you don't even have family. We could easily unplug your dad. And it's, whoa, that's a low blow. So that is what I use to connect to her and just bring out the most human. But again, with the flaws of the character, it is evil, it is narcissistic, it is all these things. But she's still, at the end of the day, looking for love. Because she doesn't even have love from JJ, even though he's giving her some sort of power. But realistically, she doesn't have love in the show and in her life. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that, again, you wouldn't think about. But for me as the actor, I'm like, how do I make everything make sense? So it's not just me being like, hey, get over here, get over there. Huh.
Well, you did such a great job. I've heard from so many people, and I'm not just saying this. Mina is such an important character. And Chelsea, you just did such a fantastic job. You made me laugh when I needed to laugh. You made me be pissed when I needed to be pissed. Like, you just really hit the beats.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Your guidance was so helpful.
Oh, thank you. I just loved working with her on Mina. It was just so fun to craft and to talk about these scenes and really, really try to make her a real person. And like Chelsea's saying, not just like a raw, like super bitch, which I love a super bitch in shows, but there's so much more to it. And it had to come across that way. And those hospital scenes really humanized her in many ways. We saw Mina through 10 episodes being told, get out, welcome here, basically.
Yeah.
And the character's rough. But we like
and
it.
hey, everything happens for a reason. I've had narcissists in my life. And so I just took my experience with those people and I was like, let me put this into this.
See?
I was wondering, Chelsea, if maybe you've worked with someone like Mina in the past or somewhere where you could just really nail what was all going down here.
I wouldn't say I've worked with, but I have had people in my life that were very much Mina, but also were not aware that they were Mina. So that was a really interesting thing. And again, that's the thing. Mina doesn't believe she's a narcissist. She feels like she's defending herself and she's standing up for herself and she's taking her rightful place in the world. So narcissists will never admit that they're a narcissist. That's part of the narcissism. So the narcissist that I've had in my life, again, as you do therapy and you work and then you have different people in your life that show you different sides and beautiful sides of how things could be, you realize, oh, wow, that was that. Oh, I didn't even realize, me as Chelsea didn't even realize it for years. And then I'm like, oh, wow, I've had that experience now. So yeah, but luckily it hasn't been a working situation because that would be horrible.
Yeah. I've had some in my family and I've watched them very closely for many years. They don't know, but I know. And I took a lot of mental notes.
Oh, I can certainly understand now how life experience and the great writing, everything that was going on when you guys were recording. But there is so much anticipation built up in this big reveal. There had to have been even more to it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know.
Pacing was so important for the scene. It was a 10-minute scene. We recorded, Chelsea, I think we recorded this 4 times or at
Oh.
least 3. And the cast actually, I think, wanted to go again. And I always try to get people out and try to be really respectful of people's time, especially with a project like this. We should just roll through as quick as we can. But it was really important that we got it right. And the sound effects were key. The pacing, I remember just asking Mark to go really slow with his delivery. I wanted it to be like, okay, let's go. What is this? And then he's interrupted. And then there's the situation where Mina is thrown out into the rain. And then he's interrupted again by the glass breaking. I just wanted it to be slow. We actually, up to the last edit, which was a week before we released episode 10, which the show was pretty much locked, but I gave it a listen again. And you have to sit with this stuff. And I said, no, her entrance, Mina's entrance to the glass is too fast. Like it's smash, and then she's talking. I said, we have to we got to hear the glass on the floor break under her heels. We got to feel the rain coming in. We have to just picture this moment. I love like a dramatic entrance. You can just picture Mina soaked walking through the glass and like, what is he telling you people? And so that was really up to the last minute, just trying to perfect that scene. And the performances are fantastic and everything just came together. And it's like, that I love that scene so much. I wish I could have talked about it more but I didn't want to give anything away, but it's such a good one.
Yeah. And it's interesting for us because as the actors, we didn't have the sound effects when we recorded it. So getting to hear it in its entirety is a whole different thing from even when we recorded it.
Yeah, it really came to life. Trey did a great job in post.
Chelsea, what did you think when this project was presented to you, how it was going to go off or about being involved? What did you think?
I was excited. I'm like, again, there's always a new avenue in this business, right? And so like stuff like this has been happening. And I've done voiceover work before. I did an animated series. So again, when it's animated and it's a voiceover like that, you're just doing your lines. So this was really fun because we were all recording and actually talking together. So that was really fun. But yeah, for me, it was just exciting. And it was just a different thing to do because, again, I've been in this business I've done almost everything at this point in the 26, 27 years that I've been in the business. And so this was just another thing that I did for the first time. And so I like to do that. Like recently I did a play, but it was also not really me doing a play because I was a voiceover. I was like Iron Man's Jarvis in the play. So my stuff was pre-recorded, but I was like, oh, cool. This is me dabbling into that world and let me just play with that. So this kind of prepared me for that. And so that was really fun. And so for me, I'm always about trying new things and first. So this was really fun.
As someone who just did a long study of your IMDb and actually your intro was so long, I cut out the part about you having guest starred on every single popular TV show of this century. I can absolutely attest to that being true.
We're very lucky to have Chelsea and Montecito.
I'm always crying. I'm always dying. Something's happening dramatic. It's just, that's part of me. That's why I did my first sitcom a few years ago when I did an episode of Lopez versus Lopez, but I had never done a sitcom before. So I'm like, if the last 5 years have been very much, you're doing different things, Chelsea. And I'm like, I love it.
That's so cool. Well, and so I know a lot of the actors that you were working with knew each other from the soap world, but it must have been your first time working with a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, it was my first time. But there's some people that I know there was like mutual friends in common. So like when I started posting about when the show was out, people would be like, hey, like I know that person. And so again, the world is small in this industry. So there's always some sort of connection. But yeah, but everybody was always really welcoming. Like I didn't feel like I didn't. Again, it was very Mina, right? Where it's like they all know each other. And I'm like, hey, I want to play with you guys. And they're like, sure, you could play in our sandbox. But they were very well.
I never thought about it like that.
Life, full circle. So Grant, how does it feel now that the full story is out there, that everybody knows what's gone down in Montecito, and your baby, this idea that you've had for so long, has finally been enjoyed by fans? How does it feel?
I'm very fortunate that the feedback has been very positive. I have mentioned this in other interviews, but the soap Soap viewers can be very critical. There's been a lot of soaps that have come and gone in the last 20 years. So they're a very emotionally charged like audience. They're always worried about things being taken from them. And so they're critical. And I am a very big critic myself, but I really enjoy like seeing the positive feedback. And it's been really a great journey. I don't know how I feel. I'm still digesting it. It's like it's been a long time coming. So it still feels too new. I need to sit with it.
Chelsea, have you heard from some of the Montecito fans?
Yeah, I've seen like the comments online and people, I love that they love/love hate me because I'm like, that's the best. When you get a strong reaction, that's what you want. You could either love me or you could hate me, but I'm making you feel something. And that's as actors what we want. So it's been fun to see some of the comments. The people that like, again, that are all like, yes, Mina, go girl, or those one-liners we love, like that's really fun.
Yeah. And that's exactly who the character should be. It should be, there's no right answer. You can love her or hate her, but you have to feel a certain way.
She even has her own theme song. Mina does. Is that right, Grant?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And actually, I had it up earlier. It's by Isaac Larson. It's called Spin That Wheel. And it's actually it's aptly titled because you're getting caught in the net, in the web. She's spinning something. Get ready for this a spin of something going down in the sea. She's going to spin in her own direction.
I just love it. So much drama there, and for it all to be tied up in the biggest, blackest, sparkliest bow has just been very satisfying as the fans. Is there anything else that you would want the listeners to know about episode 10, Grant?
Yes, there's a little sound effect right at the end that could inform where this would go if you listen closely. So there's something in there I slipped in, and I talked with Trey about it, and it works. It's all for a potential extension of the run. We're still hoping to build the audience, and now we're in this great kind of binge listen part of the release. It was week to week. Now it's all out there for anyone to consume at any point, listen at their leisure, and their Apple Podcast feed or on YouTube with the looping video. So I really want to push that now. And the plan has always been to do 10 episodes, go to market and see how people respond and see what we can do next. So we're in that phase now where we're going to keep people engaged and we're going to get out in front of people who like to binge listen and see what the universe presents.
Oh, it's exciting. I listened to this episode twice and I didn't catch anything out of the ordinary at the end. Chelsea?
Literally, I was like, I need to re-listen right now when we get off because I'm like, now I'm curious. Because again, as an actor, I'm like, where is it going to go? What's going to happen? And then as an audience member, when you're just listening. So I'm very intrigued, Grant. I'm going to go back.
Yes.
It's all in the details. It's worth a good second listen, I think, for most people to go back and check it out. Now they know where the story is going. They'll see different markers in different ways.
And one more question for Chelsea. In the upcoming comedy action movie, which sounds like so much fun, The Expected, what would Mina think of Pati and the trouble that she has found herself in?
Oh, man. Okay. So Mina would be the worst because she'd be like, Pati, why are you messing with these guys? Why are you hanging out with them? Why do you waste your time? Get away from them. You need to level up, girl. You need to get your act together. Because the Unexpected is a group of like misfit friends that like found each other in a support group. So it's from all different walks of life. Like I'm like a lawyer, like paralegal. We have another guy that's an actor. Another guy that's a father, like, and just works in an office. Like, it's a mixed match group that you would never put together. So Mina would be like, no, you need to get you need to get lawyer friends. You need to get high-end lawyer friends and go to fancy places. Don't hang out with these guys in their basement. No. But she would be so supportive of our plan that we do in the movie.
Okay. All right. We will absolutely be in theaters on October 14th for that one. And everybody, you can follow Chelsea and check out everything that she's working on at Chelsea Rendon on Instagram. Chelsea, thank you so much for being here. It has been so great to hear your perspective and to just hear from Mina.
Oh, thank you. It's been so fun. I'm like, again, Mina was such a fun character to play. As an actor, you just want to grow and you want to play different characters. And she was so dynamic. So even though, again, for you guys, you didn't see it, but like I felt all the things. So it was so fun for me. So thank you again, Grant. This was a great ride.
Oh, my pleasure. It was great to have you. It was really a great experience. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm so proud of the product and the people I got to work with. Truly grateful.
Yes, and I want to be the last one to congratulate you, Grant, Chelsea, and everyone who worked on Montecito on a job absolutely perfectly well done. So congratulations to everybody involved. And you guys can all keep up with me now that we've been doing this for 10 episodes. I have so appreciated getting to know the Montecito community. You can always connect with me at Christy Reports. If you're into reality TV, some of the similar narratives there, themes. If you're into it, you can check out my channel at Christy Report. And I want to thank you all so much for joining us each week here on Montecito After Sunset. You guys are really special to us, and we are going to keep bringing you more from behind the scenes of Montecito. Make sure you go back and listen to all 10 episodes if you haven't, or go back and binge again. Grant just told us there are things we may not have even caught up on. When you go back and listen again, can you think you can figure out what the big reveal would have been? Maybe not. So give yourself that opportunity. Stay subscribed on the Facebook page at Montecito Theory. We are on Apple Podcasts and, of course, here on YouTube. Thank you guys again. And we will see you soon for more Montecito. Bye-bye.
Bye.